Welcome to Snyder's Inc., where the fun never ends. Reactions, gaming, and more with Josh as your friend. Tune in, buckle up, it's a ride you don't wanna miss. Snyder's Inc., let's dive in, feel the ultimate bliss.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new podcast all about professional wrestling that I would like to call Beyond the Bell. My name is Christian Payne, and I am joined by
Josh Snyder, the resident schmuck of podcasting.
the resident schmuck of podcasting. Now, each episode is gonna try to talk about different topics throughout the world of professional wrestling. Of course, we're coming off the new year, and as we're recording this, it is a Thursday, and we're fresh off the heels of Monday Night Raw's debut on Netflix. And I'll let you start with what you thought of the show so far, and then I'll...
Yeah, they treated it as a big event. Obviously, they made it a big deal, big matches on it. The only main thing did you know it was on Netflix? Because they made sure to tell you over and over and over again.
Yeah.
They hammer that some bitch home. Because they were just like, by the way, thank you, Netflix, for allowing us little wrestling people to show up on your network. Like,
yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, so my thoughts on it is that, well, actually, what did you think of the cold open?
I actually liked the cold open.
For those who don't know or are living under a rock, the cold open was just the
opening video package.
The opening video package that was like wrestling is based upon face and heel and story, and basically
we're fake.
Yeah, if the product was the wax, that cold open was the wax strip that rips all the fucking hair off your body. I on some ways I did love the cold open. Just some things shouldn't have been said, maybe.
Yeah.
But to be fair, everybody is gonna, confront you and be like, "Oh, that shit's fake."
Yeah, I don't think there's many people who go by the thing that's still real to them. I think that's very weird.
Yeah, because even die-hard fans that live and die by these companies are just like, yeah, I know it's work, but yeah. So the cold open was good, and then we went straight into a promo from The Rock.
Well, so this is where I felt like the formatting was weird. It's because it starts that there's a curtain showing the video. It comes down, Triple H is there to everyone. Look, we're on Netflix. We're on everywhere. We want all of them to hear because you're on Netflix. Then The Rock comes out and goes, "Hey, everyone, we're on Netflix. Everyone can watch us. We're also on Netflix." And I'm like, you didn't need to do this.
Yeah, and then after The Rock goes out of the ring, Michael Cole says, "Welcome everybody
to Raw debut
on Netflix,
where everyone's watching." And I'm like, we fucking get it.
Yeah, we're on Netflix.
We're on Netflix. We know.
Yeah. So, Tribal Combat was the first. Do you want to go into The Rock's promo first, or at least I think everybody knows the cliff notes of the promo by now, I would hope.
Yeah,
but what do you think of what happened?
Because I have a very mixed feeling.
Because we watched it live together, and
so there's multiple things that makes things. Because I'm a big fan of the Final Boss character. You know this.
As am I.
I'm the average supporter. I wanted him to beat Cody and shit for the belt. I was all in on that. So him coming back and just being happy Rock with the Final Boss Titantron and entrance is kind of weird.
Yeah.
While I do understand it, because one, it's a new network, and people aren't just gonna
bringing back lapsed fans.
You ain't gonna boo the Rock. Also, the one big part, the kids were, I don't know if his kid were there, but kids were there.
Yeah.
That they fan members, and they don't want to see, especially that bad guy version of The Rock, which is telling people to go home and smoke crack.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So you probably don't want to do it. So I understand it.
Yeah.
My hope is that they don't completely pretend that part doesn't exist.
I don't think we'll get there. I think if he's sticking around until Mania, possibly we'll probably get it by the Rumble again. But I don't know, because I've learned never to take anything that Dwayne does.
The Rock could decide he's wrestling at WrestleMania like the week before.
Yeah, and I mean, he could face Ethan Page now for all we care, because them two had a lovely. He could just get a final boss for each brand. Ethan for NXT. Rock will be the board of directors.
No, he made it clear Ava was the final boss.
Oh well, He told
Ethan.
Sucker corn.
In order for us to be cool, you gotta deal with the final boss, which is Ava.
Yeah.
He didn't say that to Pierce in that, so Pierce, I guess, isn't the final boss for Raw.
Who knows where Pierce went?
He was on Raw.
Was he?
Yeah, because he's the one that Chad Gable was like,
Oh, right!
I can face any luchador.
Right, I forgot.
And then he was talking to Bailey for reasons. Is that the trade thing, right? Is that still a thing?
I didn't hear.
Because, I don't know. I don't know. It's just, you don't hear them talk. Bailey talks at the end of the conversation. But I remember at one point there was a trade period, but no one's been traded.
Yeah, I have no idea. So yeah, Tribal Combat went good.
Yeah, it was really fun.
It was a fucking banger. One of the best matches of this month so far. And I know that it's the 9th.
Yeah, so
as we record this. So, we have a portion of matches to go off of, but not like a whole full month's worth. I will be doing my breakdown of the best matches of the month. I was gonna do worst, but only the real nuggets of terrible shit will get talked about.
Yeah.
But so we'll go into Tribal Combat when we get to that show. But it was very fun. The booking, the decision to have Roman win was smart.
I think it was sort of obvious.
But my question is because as we record SmackDowns tomorrow, where the hell do we go from here?
So, I feel like everyone's sort of prediction is that they turn on Solo.
Okay.
Jacob and that. Because Solo also said, when I lose this, I'm acknowledging Roman Reigns. And I can't see Jacob and them doing it.
But, dude...
Because they can't still be the bloodline.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess it's just... We'll wait and see, because, some part of me thinks that there's going to be some stupid swerve. Somehow.
Because my guess, I'll go into a thing. I think Jacob and Tama and them stay together, but on their own.
Yeah.
In their own little world, own little group. I don't think they join. I don't know. Solo joins the Bloodline. I don't think he can at this point. But so I don't know what happens with him when it comes to
Yeah, if Roman Reigns and the original Bloodline, they're on the island of relevancy.
Yeah.
Then Fatu, Tama Tonga, Solo, they're on the island of contentment?
I guess. I don't know.
You would just have to... I guess this is the way things played out.
Yeah, because, the thing in my mind of Jacob Fatu screaming, "I hate you, Solo," is a beautiful visual.
Yeah, that's so good.
And also very heartbreaking.
Yes. But we'll save the best part of this Raw review for last. But other happenings that took place on Raw is many people expected Penta to debut on this Raw, myself included. But mainly because I expected you to be right, and I was about to punch you in the face for being right. Because I'll let you explain this story.
Yeah. So I can make sure I get the heat for this.
Yes.
So I was thinking when we were talking about Penta, what does he do? And I'm like, oh well, he's Penta and he's gonna be a babyface. So clearly he's gonna be joining the LWO. As that happens on Raw, we're watching Raw that happens. The New Day confront Rey Mysterio and go, we'll find a tag match. You can pick anyone from the LWO now to face us. And Rey never says who he's facing. And he looks at me and he's like, you just nailed this and I hate you for it.
Yeah, and then Josh goes like, I must apologize.
I didn't mean it.
So instead, what we get is no debut physically, but verbally, we just like, yeah.
Well, yeah, because they have the thing they have the little vignette that said Penta on it.
Yeah.
And then Chad Gable's taking on a new luchador that Adam Pearce had the call to inform, so I think we can all figure out who that is.
Yeah, so it's either Pentagon,
Juan Cena.
It's Juan Cena, or it's La Luchadora, or I will lose my mind if we finally get the long-awaited return of Toto Americano.
Someone, Sean Ross Sabb on Twitter said it'd be funny if it was just Otis under a mask. And I was like, that's kind of funny. I'll take that. I would pop me.
Oh, God. I want to see that so bad. Didn't he do that one? No, I'm thinking Logan Paul, where he showed up with the mask.
Yeah, he showed up with Razor mask, yeah.
Oh, fuck. That's genius.
That'd be funny as heck.
I want to see him try lucha stuff.
Lucha moves.
Oh, my God.
It's very good stuff. You can't stop visualizing that.
Yeah, because I'm picturing the frog splash. Right? The tadpole splash. The frog splash. The fucking mountain lion splash. It's just
cause a tsunami. The actual tsunami. It would cause a tsunami in the water.
Yeah, even Bronson Reed would go to Twitter like he seems to do now. And he'll just be like, well, he's earned it.
That's the new tsunami.
He's fucking earned it. Jesus Christ. And then the main event was Punk.
But you missed. There was a few matches that happened also.
What else?
Rhea Ripley became new.
Oh yeah, Rhea Ripley is the new women's world champion.
Yeah, we had the most randomest Undertaker appearance of all time, which beats WrestleMania.
For damn sure.
For damn sure, because I do not know why they brought him out just for that.
That ain't the only random thing that happened this week, but we'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah, Undertaker came out. Lately, Rhea wins. Riptide's Dominic afterwards. For some reason, there were a few people who were confused by the whole Dominic spot. I don't know why. I felt like it's very straightforward.
I think people still just want to see the match between the two.
Well, yeah, but how are you confused on why? Because there's some people like, why did Rhea attack Dom? Like it wasn't how are you confused by that part?
Yeah, because she's got the belt. That's the toy. But then it was just like, well, he helped get it away from her. But that's because he was horny and likes blondes.
Yeah. So then there's that. So Rhea's up the ramp. The Undertaker's gong hits, and then he turns into American Badass. This is literally what happens. He rides a motorcycle, rides it just around the ring.
It's Grandpa Simpson.
Goes up the ramp.
Comes in.
Rhea do the Buzz of Destruction pose. Looked and then leaves, and that's it.
Yeah. So the Undertaker came all the way out there.
I got a heck of a payday, I bet probably too.
Yeah.
Just for that.
And, just to talk about the real world for a second, it's insane that Raw happened in LA, and look what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Because this is the day after or something like that.
Yeah.
Fire started. It's crazy.
We had John Cena promo. Or do you want to talk about
We could talk about the John Cena promo.
So Cena came out, starts of his retirement tour, listed off a bunch of people he's gonna be facing. Like, people want to see him face. He'll probably end up facing them in the future.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes got the biggest pop. Then was like, well, I don't think me winning a 17th world title is happening. It'd be like me winning an Oscar, and we all know that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, fucking, if any wrestler's gonna win an Oscar first, I don't know. I doubt The Rock has one.
No.
I feel like he would be bragging about that.
No,
too much.
Yeah.
I feel like if anybody has a shot of doing it, it's Batista at this point.
Yeah.
Because he's doing this movie with Pamela Anderson, The Last Showgirl. For some reason, I see that winning a shitload of awards, and I see Batista kind of getting his first.
And then, so, yeah, Cena would be like, I'd have to, like, win Money in the Bank or Elimination Chamber, like...
Or the Royal Rumble.
I'd have to, like, win the Miracle and, like, win the Royal Rumble. And the place...
He's gotta win the Rumble.
The place explodes, and then he's just like, hold on, big idea here. What if I win the Royal Rumble? And the look he gives is the pop Julo.
Yeah, because it's just like, of course Cena's going to be silly about it.
And then, yeah, so he's now, he's in the Royal Rumble. He plays to win the Royal Rumble, and he's actually a serious contender to do so.
Yeah, it's when you look at the landscape of all wrestling right now, the people that are in top positions in this year of 2025,
It's bizarre.
It's incredible. We'll get to that later.
Because we got the young upstarts that have taken over the top spot.
Oh, yes. Okay. So, Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso had their match.
They had the match. The only thing that was mainly about that is the entrance.
It was a match. Oh, yeah, and Travis Scott smoked a blunt.
And Michael Cole was almost about to fall off a table.
Yeah, he almost died.
And
His watch thought he died.
Thought he had a big fall.
Yeah, Humpty Dumpty. So, now, something else that happened. Before I get to that, I want to talk about the complete opposite of this.
Okay.
Macaulay Culkin
Yeah.
was in the crowd. You might as well thought he was Steve Austin.
One of the loudest pops I've ever heard
The
a celebrity
loudest fucking pop you could hear. The only reception to a celebrity that I've heard be louder than that was Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Fuck sake.
Is she just is she relevant currently in Hollywood?
He did do a Super Bowl ad. He did some commercials around Christmas. Duh. It is known that he is a major mark. Like, major.
Is he a major mark in Vanessa Hudgens, though?
No. I'm surprised. I could be wrong. Some indie fed might have done some stuff with him. I mean, if Chikara can do shit with Bob Saget back in the day. I think it was Chikara, but anyway. Then I'm pretty sure somebody could do something with Macaulay Culkin, but somebody's got to capitalize on that pop.
Yeah, that's
My
insane.
God.
That was insane.
Have him, fuck it. Have him in the Rumble.
Someone said, because they showed, like, he knows how to showcase a camera.
Oh, yeah.
He worked that camera.
Oh, boy, did he ever.
He's the shit-eating grin he gives to that camera when he gets that pop.
Yes, my God. Okay.
And then,
so throughout the night, because I want to stretch this topic for a second,
okay.
because I'm gonna lose my mind. So Raw, aside from having 4 matches on it, it was very backstage promo-y, very. There were some awkward spots due to international not having breaks. So, like, for us, Seth's theme music went on forever.
Yeah, because there was a point, because we're watching the show, and you go, when's Punk coming out? And then I'm like, I think we're in commercial.
And then I look at him and I'm just like, you're fucking right.
So
because I'm so used to it coming back from commercial and the theme's still playing.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, it must be like that in the arena where the music just keeps playing. That's gotta be fucking
That would
boring.
be insufferable.
And then we went through it. So that happened.
Because also, when I think of it, because it's Seth's music, right?
Yeah.
So your main counter, your thing you're hoping for is the sing-along. A 3 minute, that's dead.
Yeah, like, you could listen to the fucking, like, at this point, just play other music.
Yeah.
While you're waiting or something. So, another thing that happened, so what do you think this format is what they're going to roll with forever, or is it just the one night? This is, excuse me, this is basically a pay-per-view. We're just going to slam this full. I can't see them, at least I hope not, just going with a shorter format match-wise for each episode going forward.
I think it depends, because, like, this was a case of Triple H said in the press thing, he looked at this pretty much as a standalone event.
Yeah.
So, this is the way they went about it, was like, you have 4 big matches, or 3 big matches in Jay and Drew, because it's not really a big match.
It's a blow-off.
But like 4 big matches,
yeah,
given a bunch of time, and then you use the commercials, because most of the interviews with, like, Miz, Priest and Rhea,
the attempted New Day stuff.
New Day, that's all, that was all doing commercials for us.
Yeah.
So when everyone else is on commercials, we're seeing that.
Which is crazy, because you think the stuff that's, at least New Day-wise, you think the stuff that's, like, should be relevant on the program.
Yeah, so the backstage one with, like, Fluffy and that was seen.
Yeah.
But the first one where they diss Kendrick Lamar, is that who they dissed? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was for us.
And
we saw and live crowd, and then for US they want commercial.
Okay.
I still think that's good time. I think that if you're good at not have commercials, use that to give people talking time.
Talking time, yeah, especially for international markets.
Yeah, like you give New Day stuff. You could have gone without the Rhea and Damian one. I think the only reason you had that is just to announce the street fight.
Could you imagine if it was back in like 2022? Like, they're doing that, and, like, all of a sudden, way in the distance, Dexter Lumis just staring down the barrel of the camera. That would be intense.
I think, like, the Karrion Kross stuff was fun with Miz.
Yeah, that was fun. Karrion Kross is finally, like, starting to get somewhere.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's missing, he hasn't threatened to throw people down the stairs.
Yeah, I know.
I think he did threaten to throw the Miz off a roof once, so...
But that's not right.
That's not the thing.
That's not canon in Karrion Kross's
Yeah,
lore.
I think because he said in the Chris Van Vliet, he likes to just threaten to throw everyone downstairs, so I think that's what's missing. That's missing part.
John Moxley would love him.
Yeah.
So would Randy Orton.
And Darby.
Yeah.
Because Darby would want to be thrown down the stairs.
Yeah, Darby... I'm not going to make that joke. Anyway. Okay, we can finally talk about this now. Okay. Now that I'm mentally okay enough. Let's talk about this. So, the ring canvas had a bunch of different sponsors on it. Fortnite, Snickers, Cricket, Riyadh season. Which, yes, the Rumble in 2026 in Saudi Arabia. It's a choice. The only reason I'm okay with it is because it's at noon. For us. Anyway. One of the other sponsors on the ring canvas.
Good old Real American Beer.
Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer. It should be noted that earlier in the day, he showed up wearing a MAGA Powers shirt. Because he's very pro-Trump.
So,
And no, I know it. Trust me, the reaction is like 20% his political view, and then the rest of it. You're a racist, motherfucker. So he comes out. Real American starts playing. I thought we were gonna get a "fuck you" Hogan chant, like we get a "fuck you" Solo chant. You were against that, but you thought for a while that he wasn't gonna get any boos.
So, because here's the I assumed, because this wrestling fans are weird.
Yes,
We are very weird individuals. Let's be real here. We're just all a bunch of weird individuals. So because I could see, despite the thing, that there would just be a crowd for some reason. Hulk Hogan just comes out and they just cheer. I don't know why. They just could do it. The reason, because someone made a point, because there's like, it can't just be political views, because Undertaker was there and he got...
Yeah, and he's interviewed the guy.
Yeah, and he got popped like no other. So it can't just be that. This whole thing is hilarious, though. I don't know. You said it makes you mad. Because you said, I have to make sure I'm... Because it made you upset for some reason.
No, I was going to laugh my ass off.
Because this is hilarious.
Yeah.
Because Hogan comes out. And, so he comes out. Bailey being able to walk. That's the only thing that's like, I feel bad. I'm like, bro, you just be like pre-taped. That's
another thing. Why the fuck didn't they do this as a pre-tape? That I didn't think about that until you just brought that up. Because they could have had him cut a promo backstage. Could have done it
have someone drinking the beer with him. Like, they had a clip, because there was a clip I saw.
Yeah, the Sandman's under a Legends contract.
No, so they had a clip thing of like him and Mysterio drinking the beer, and Mysterio saying it was good. Like, just use that. Don't have him come out, hobble his ass out because he can barely freaking walk, with Jimmy Hart waving a dang U.S. flag. Jimmy. Who has to sing? And then, so the music cuts. And it's just a chorus of boos. And this is the only mistake Hogan made, is he let it happen. He lets it go for like a good amount of seconds.
And you can tell the NWO in him is just like, I want to run
this is the thing, because the part of me, because I think I said, I'm like, Hogan, just run with it, just go. Because you know how to do this.
Yeah, you know how to do this.
Yeah, you know how to do this. You just think. But he has a job to do.
He's got to promote it.
So he does every cliche way to get this crowd to cheer him. And I think the more they do it, the louder it gets.
Yeah, like he brings up Macho Man, Andre the Giant, they ain't buying it.
He says, my greatest tag team partner is Netflix.
And then the boos got louder, and probably the suits at ringside were just like, oh, fuck.
He's the only...
fuck.
We don't even know who this guy is. He showed up.
It's just some dude named Terry. He's here.
Yeah, he thinks he's Hulk Hogan. Apparently he's done. His name's Hulk Hogan. I don't know what we don't know him.
We do not own the Hulk. It's Marvel. We don't want to get sued.
So like he's just and he does this whole thing, rips his shirt. It's hilarious how bad this is, because no matter how hard he tried, nothing was winning this crowd over.
Poor Jimmy Hart.
There was a moment someone took a picture, and he has this like, get me out of here look on his face. I'm like, oh, I was waving like, oh, wrap this son of a bitch up, get out of here.
So at Chinlock 5, did you meet Jimmy Hart?
No.
Yeah.
The only person I met was Mark.
I did. And he's a great guy. But also he just seems to have that face sometimes where like if it's been a long day for him, he's probably just like But that I felt so bad for him in that moment because he did not deserve to. Also, it's like it's not the 80s anymore. Hulk doesn't need Jimmy Hart there.
So this has always been a thing that has confused me. Why is Jimmy Hart's new role? What used to make me laugh when it was like Vince and then like you bring it out. Jimmy Hart wouldn't even be acknowledged as being there.
Yeah.
It would just be like Hulk Hogan's here. And there'd just be this, if you don't know who Jimmy Hart is, you just see this weirdo just behind him was no idea who he is.
Also, for me, as a wrestling fan, 90% of the time, at least to my knowledge, Hulk Hogan is beating the shit out of Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, they're usually rivals. Except for like a short time in like 93.
So yeah, okay, then that was in WCW.
No, that was like WWE because he was with like him and Brutus when they were like...
Oh, right.
Yeah, so in that
That's what Hogan needs to do to win over the crowd. Just get Brutus Beefcake. Just get Brutus Beefcake back up here.
Everyone loves Brutus. How can you not?
Restart the XWF or whatever.
So
in your face.
Now there's a couple of different reports that have come out after this.
I've seen one where Hogan's like he wants to work with a superstar.
Well, no. So has it been reported that Hogan wants to? Because last I saw one thing was like WWE was like considering putting him with a talent to help with the Heat.
I think it's Hogan thinking that because I don't think there's a snowball's chance in hell WWE wants to ever use Hogan again.
Well, they kind of have to because they have us figured unless they just pretend like no Hogan, we're not even sponsored. You're removed from the match.
Oh, also, what made me laugh is Sean Ross Sapp was ranting about this on Fightful.
Yeah.
And this one guy in the comment put in a super chat. It's just like, well, Hulk Hogan sells the most action figures for Mattel. And Sean goes like, I don't give a fuck! And then somebody responds to that Mattel line. And it's just like, yeah, what's funny is that most Mattel figures of Hulk Hogan come in Build-A-Figure, so they have to buy the Hogan to get a part to build another figure. So it's genius.
That's not a genius, actually.
Or, in the case of 2K, you have to get it to get a fucking code for My Faction.
Yeah.
But, like, that's fucking funny.
So many people will buy it.
Yeah.
But, like, because I'm trying... Here's the thing. This is what was funny. When I saw that report, my brain wasn't like, absolutely not. The first thing my brain was like, who?
Yeah.
Who do you put him with?
Yeah.
Who do you put heel Hulk Hogan with? Who can barely walk to the fucking ring?
Yeah, like...
I can't think of anyone. I can't think of anyone. Like, man, you know who they need? And Hollywood Hulk Hogan over here.
Yeah, it's...
Wearing real American beer branding, probably.
Yeah, it's... I don't understand it. But, like...
I don't think we'll be seeing how much. I don't think anyone's going to go through that.
I don't think...
We'll see much of Hulk Hogan live.
I don't think we'll see him ever again in front of a crowd.
That's what I'm saying. I think we'll see him...
Pre-tape?
He'll be pre-taped.
A pre-tape, maybe a Zoom-style call, cameo thing.
Yeah.
But in front of a crowd,
he will
not fucking way.
No way. Because here's the thing. I don't think there is any person, like Dom or the New Day, couldn't even get anyone to cheer Hulk Hogan. Like,
Jesus Christ.
I have never seen... I don't... Like, that was insane.
Muhammad Hassan would turn babyface.
Yeah, he'd be babyface.
Like, he would turn babyface way faster than Hulk Hogan ever could have got. So that was Raw. But we go back to The Rock, who comes out, basically buries the hatchet with Cody, and then later says he'll be at NXT the next night.
Yep.
Which I said, please give me Ethan Page and The Rock on the same screen. And I got it. And he's the only other fucking person besides Ava that he shared the goddamn screen with.
Yeah, that was what I think shot. I think that's because at first I wasn't even like I didn't click to that.
I'm telling you, Ethan Page is a fucking made man for that.
Because it didn't even click in my brain at the end of the show. It wasn't until I was sitting there and then I was like, oh wow, Ethan was the only person they interacted with. Like he didn't interact with like anyone else.
So I found a tweet that Ethan put out in like 20-something, right? This is when The Rock was buying the XFL.
Oh, Jesus.
He made a tweet basically publicly praising The Rock for it, and then The Rock responded, wishing him all the best, and I think for some reason that tweet was the genesis of that.
I remember Rock being like, hey kid, I remember when you tweeted about the XFL. We're gonna have a...
So,
I'm sharing the screen.
What did you think of New Year's Evil?
I really enjoyed the show.
Yeah, but you had your Ethan Page moment.
I had my Ethan Page moment. Do you want to explain what your...
So what I'm referring to is I recently moved back here to Kingston from my old home, from my old city. And I was in a bit of a rut, but we had tickets to go see Heatwave. And Ethan was in the 4-way main event with Spears, Javon, and Trick. And no one could convince me that Ethan Page had a chance of walking out of that building as the NXT champion. I wanted it, but this son of a bitch really drove that in, that he was not winning the title. And then he won it. I cried. I was in a very good spot. And so at New Year's Evil, he was just like, oh, well, Trick's going to retain and all that shit.
So, yeah, because I wasn't like waiting while I was like, oh, he's never winning the belt.
I didn't think
with Oba.
Yeah.
Because mine was like, oh, they're just delaying it. Because I was like, well, Eddie Thorpe is there. The part that's hilarious to me is Eddie Thorpe was there for none of the reasons I thought Eddie Thorpe was there.
Yeah.
Because I was certain he was there to get pinned, at least.
Yeah, so Eddie Thorpe gets, like, thrown down the stairs.
I don't know what I'm going to assume.
He gets thrown down the stairs. And everybody in their right mind is thinking, oh, The Rock did it because, you know, fucking Ava, that whole drama. So Oba did it for The Rock because Oba confessed.
I also love, I didn't even cross my mind, Oba was kind of wearing like the Rock,
yeah.
that Rock picture.
The fanny pack?
Yeah, a thing, yeah.
But
he just walks in, he's like, yeah, it was me.
Yeah.
And he's like, what are you going to... He goes in, he's like, what are you going to do about it? And he was like, well, it's still a triple threat anyways. And he's like, oh, that's fine, I don't care. I just wanted to let you know. Just wanted to inform you about, that I did that.
Yeah, so Obafemi is the brand new NXT champion, as well as new NXT Women's Champion, Julia.
Yeah, so here's a little thing that I did not tell you. When Oba won, I got up and screamed Oba as loud as I could. And I got a knock on my door. And someone came down and they was like, hey, are you okay? And I was just like, yes, Oba won. And they're like, what? Who's Oba? And I was like, don't ask. And then I closed the door. I was like, just because it was just a person right next door neighbor. I was just like, just don't ask. Well, just
that's genius. Who's kayfabe and why is she shooting? Oh my god, that's so good. I wish I had a ticket for that show.
So that happened. Yeah, so I'm very happy with Oba.
Oh, I know. Dad was sitting here watching the Leafs game. I was watching that happen, and I celebrated, not for me, but for you, because I knew you were going to be over the moon. Because much like you did with me with Ethan won.
Yes, I was also very, yeah, because you with me, from the moment I saw that Obafemi, I was like, okay, that's the guy.
Yeah, and what's crazy is he wins the breakout tournament. And we're just like, well, he's the next North American champion. And then he did it like fucking 20 minutes later.
Yeah, I think he did it like the next week.
And then we were both just like, fucking holy shit.
And then he just kept having awesome matches.
Yeah, that triple threat with Dijak and Briggs.
Yeah, match of the year.
Fucking did it, seriously?
For NXT, yeah.
Fucking Dijak's not even in the company anymore.
Yeah, I think Briggs accepted and gave Dijak a shout out on the show, which I thought was cool.
Okay.
So we had Julia defeat Roxanne to be NXT Women's Champion.
Stephanie Vaquer wins the
four-way. Although that apparently was pointless because now she's facing Shotzi in a double contenders match.
Yeah. Which I'm all for. I love that trio of Chemical X. I think that's great. And I will definitely buy merch when.
My only thing with because I was like, so we both predict Roxanne in the Rumble, I would assume.
I will be so confused if she's in the Rumble and therefore not on SmackDown or Raw the following week.
Yeah,
because if I see her back in NXT after the Rumble, I'm going to scream. Because obviously you keep her in NXT until the Rumble, but if she is not out of NXT after the Rumble, I don't know what to do.
Like, the only thought I could have where they're like, well, you gotta do a rematch, and you do it
Same
at
with Trick.
Vengeance Day or whatever.
Well, that's fine. We could do the rematch, but like enough. Get
I would have
Roxanne
at least.
up.
I would even do like if you're gonna be like, hey, we gotta have it be by Vengeance Day. We want like her still be NXT for that reason. I'm like, okay, do what you did with like Braun.
Yeah,
And like that when she's talking to everyone.
yeah. Or if
Like,
not, if she's so dead set on having that NXT title, I kind of said the same thing with Trick Williams.
Yeah.
I was gonna say to the point where you could have a mixed tag, but it would look very.
That would be a weird mix. Don't do that.
Anyway, you could do it. It works more for Roxanne than it does Trick, actually. Roxanne wants the title back. It's her baby. She's worked. She's defended it. She's defeated Jordan Grace. She's done all this shit. If she cannot win that title back, she has to go.
I feel like that stipulation needs to happen to someone.
Yes.
Roxanne would only be, if you do it to her, it's just so you could do the thing where she gets carried out of the building, I think.
Yeah.
And have Booker T lose his mind.
You want my opinion? You should actually take both of them up. Because they would make a good challenge for
What?
Bianca and Naomi. For the women's tag.
Roxanne and...
Cora.
Yeah, I think Cora, I think maybe the only reason I would say Waze, because... Didn't she come back from injury not long ago? So maybe she wants to get more of a...
Well, I mean...
foot in.
Doesn't stop Nikita Lyons.
Yeah, but they're not bringing up Nikita Lyons, I don't think, anytime soon.
Yeah. True. But yeah, and then The Rock came out, said nothing.
Swore a bunch.
Well, the reason, that's why he said nothing, because no one could hear him over the censorship.
I love also on Netflix, The Rock was PG.
He said bullshit.
Oh, yeah, that's it. And then he just starts cussing out the wazoo on CW.
Cussing at the wazoo. He takes a page out of Drew McIntyre's book. Did you see that little Instagram video?
No, I've not watched it.
Yeah. The Rock comes up to Drew McIntyre and he's just like, oh, Drew. He's just like, oh, we're live for Netflix. And then Rock goes, yeah, and he's just like, we could say fuck. He's just like, we can't say fuck. And he goes like, fuck, shit, cock, pussy, motherfucker. And walks right off. And then you just hear Rock go, Jesus. He's just like, what? I gotta start saying this stuff now.
Well, Netflix.
But yeah, The Rock comes out and he almost gets cut off, but the guy is a pro and he shuts the fuck up before.
Wraps that so bitch up quickly.
He probably talked for another 20 minutes after the cameras were off, probably. But yeah, he tried to apologize. Well, he didn't try to apologize. He tried to explain the Cody thing.
Well, I don't even know what I would say he explained. He more just went back to he was just because he was just like the fans were like, "Don't be mean to Cody. Don't be mean to Cody." And then 1 year later, I put off Cody. Now they're like, "Don't be nice to Cody."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "No, you will shut your mouth and enjoy the ride. The Rock's gonna take you on." And people were like, "See, it's still going." I'm like, I don't think it is.
Yeah.
I don't think that storyline is going on still.
Yeah. So that was New Year's Evil was not the best overall show, but in terms of like, hey, we're taking you into this new era of NXT. Julia and Alba Femi are damn sure the two people you want to represent the brand from an in-ring capacity. Because holy shit. So now to shift gears to the other company. Let's talk Dynamite. Hold on. This is another thing that we will save for a second.
Okay.
So let's talk. Did you get a chance to see the Will Ospreay Buddy Murphy?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, we should watch that at some point.
I will.
Because that match was fucking incredible. But after it, Will Ospreay, who goes over on Buddy, cuts a promo basically acknowledging that him and Brody are two of the best athletes that he's ever shared the ring with. They fucking beat the shit out of him and, brought the fight. And they don't need a leader as far as he's concerned. And I let that go over my head for a minute.
I couldn't hear it.
Yeah, he was doing shit, so he wasn't here in the room with me.
Yeah,
anyway.
all I just hear is just something bruv about 45 times.
Yep. So, what was I saying?
You said that he doesn't need a leader.
Doesn't need a leader. So I let that go over my head. And then later in the show, or after the show, I guess during the show.
Yeah, during the show it broke.
Reports broke that Malachi Black was either finishing up or has finished up with AEW.
Yeah.
And now it's been reported that he's not expected to be back.
Yeah, so to clarify the thing, Sean is reported thing is, as far as people in AEW aware, he has finished up. He's not expected back on TV. Now, apparently, according to Sean, Malachi Black contract does have option years. So Tony, if they either change their mind, I guess, or if Tony just for some reason decided to be petty again, he could use them and that. However, by the way it looks, he's not expected on TV again. I also will say this story is true because it's been a good amount of hours and Malachi hasn't hopped on Instagram Live to make sure you all know it's bullshit.
Yeah. And
he
he has confirmed to be working at least on the independent date. Not that that means anything, but he's saying, hey, I don't do these often. Come see me, whatever. Yeah. You don't know if it's the last time you will.
So, now, does that mean his contract is up? No. Because there could be time on it, like a few months or a month or something like that. Kind of like Andrade.
But one thing I was talking to Katie about earlier is that what if it's up and we just don't know about it? Because what made me think is how fucking incredible it was to me that Roderick Strong was able to debut on Dynamite.
That was the most surprising one.
How did the news of his contract not get out?
I think it just comes down to... Well, it depends, right? Because I think what it came down to is either people didn't know or people in NXT would just he probably went to them. He's like, hey, I know my contract's up. Can you not report it? Just for
maybe
independent.
But
and they would WWE people like, sure.
It's crazy because he's Roderick Strong.
AEW, I think, will intentionally let you know.
Yeah.
They're not gonna let you have that. AEW will not let WWE have that surprise.
Yeah. So if it is up and he's like out of the contract, I will be flabbergasted if he's not in the Rumble.
Yeah, so I even said this to you. The only way I could see them not debuting him, even if he's at the Rumble, I don't think he might not be back like on weekly thing right after.
Oh no! I think the Rumble will be like the negotiation period.
Yeah, my thought. The only reason I'd say because I think because he's Aleister Black in WWE. The Aleister Black character is one that has thought behind it.
Yeah.
And I think you want to know what that character is going to be.
Yeah.
So I would say do not bring him back until you know what the character is and how you're going to present it.
But speaking of Rumble and that, I do want to make a prediction.
Okay.
I think Cardona will be in the Rumble, but I don't think he signs with WWE.
Okay.
Reason being is that when you think of an independent wrestler, he's quite possibly the greatest one out there because he took a risk, he marketed himself, and all of that. Also, I see him taking that back to the Indies and bragging about the fact that he got one hell of a payout from Netflix. Because he's done stuff with Ring of Honor, he's done stuff with AEW, he's done stuff with TNA. I think a one-off appearance in the Royal Rumble is one more thing, because with WWE the way they are now with Netflix, I can't see him coming back as Matt Cardona. And I know for a fact...
You think they want him back as Zack Ryder?
I know for a fact he will not go back to Zack Ryder.
You think they would want him back as Zack Ryder?
I feel like it.
Why?
I don't know.
Because I don't think Netflix was like, no, we gotta have Zack Ryder from 2011.
Yeah, I just... I can see him being in the Rumble, but I don't see him signing.
Interesting. So, the only person in my mind that I would say is a better independent thing, because I would say Cardona's the most successful.
That's what I meant.
Because I think the best independent wrestler, although I think, because this is the thing, I think Mike Bailey.
Mike, that is a fair...
Is like the heart and soul of independent wrestling. And I think when he signs with AEW, because he's gonna, is going to cause a big void.
In the
independents.
Okay.
Because I think he's everywhere.
Yeah, he is.
So when you lose him, it's going to be like, that's going to be a name that's going to, you're going to realize you'll lose it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know, maybe he'll have a contract where he can take indie dates, but I don't know how his contract will work when he goes to AEW.
Well, most AEW contracted talent can.
Yeah, I think there's some that do and some that don't. Danhausen, yeah.
Is he really under AEW contracts?
Apparently, yeah, still, yeah. I think his contract runs out this year, though.
I mean, it might be in the Ring of Honor. That's somebody, I for fuck's sake, with Ethan Page in WWE, I want Danhausen in NXT. Now.
So, okay, actually, hold on. I'll read the...
With the NXT crowd, he will get over like roller.
So,
Tell me I'm wrong, motherfuckers out there.
Fightful did a thing of list of all the free agents that come...
In January.
The knowable names. Oh, this is just for 2025.
2025, okay.
So we got Ricky Starks, Danhausen, Jordan Grace, Josh Alexander, Gabe Kidd, Kevin Knight, Jim Ross, Jonathan Gresham, and then later in the year, Killer Kelly and the Hardy Boys.
Hardys go back to WWE.
Well, so this is the thing, because I swear, unless I'm wrong, and I can double check.
Gabe Kidd for sure to AEW.
Yeah, that's a big loss for New Japan, though.
He is for sure. With that match he had with fucking Kenny Omega at Wrestle Kingdom, for goddamn sure is he going to AEW. He'd be stupid not to.
Because, yeah, I think the Hardys... Because I swear I remember Matt saying they signed a new one-year deal.
Should be an extension.
Maybe? I could be wrong. I could have misremembered that. But I swear I remember Matt.
Out of all of those, I want Danhausen to go to WWE.
Ricky Starks is going to WWE.
Ricky Starks is for sure going to WWE.
For sure going to WWE.
And I hope Josh Alexander goes to WWE.
The way it seems, apparently according to a report thing, is that it pretty much seems like he's on his way out.
Yeah.
He's one that intrigues me in either side, to be honest.
Josh Alexander and AEW could be very, very good.
That's what I'm saying. The one that...
The Hangman Page match.
Yeah, because there's some good matches. The only thing is I think his finisher would have to change.
His finisher is the spike, right?
It's like... Yeah, I think which is pretty much the J Driller.
Oh, yeah.
And that's Briscoe's thing, so
yeah.
I don't think they'll have him do that.
Yeah.
I swear WWE will just see him as like Kurt Angle.
Well, I mean, what the fuck does TNA see him as?
It pretty much is what he is. So yeah, I think Alexander goes either way. Grace is for sure WWE.
Oh, yes.
She's in the Rumble, I guarantee that.
Yes, I will say that for Joe Hendry as well.
Gresham is an interesting one.
Didn't he have a run in AEW?
So this is why it cured me, because to me, I'm like, well, he's had a run. It didn't work out.
Boy, howdy did it not. Because didn't he, get fired?
Something went awry.
Something with Cesaro.
Something went awry. But I don't know what he would... I don't know, because his whole thing is he's a technical wrestler, so I don't know how he does in, NXT.
He'd be a damn good match for Oba.
He'd be an interesting match for Oba. It'd be a very different type of match.
Oh my god, Josh Alexander versus Oba.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That would be exciting.
That'd be fun. There's a few different people that you can...
I'm getting too ahead of myself. But anyway, Danhausen. Donovan, my boy, please take that NXT contract.
If they offer one.
If they offer. Please. You will be over like a son of a bitch.
That's the interesting thing is Danhausen doesn't have the... Because he has a character, but I don't know if he has one where WWE be like... Because I don't know if WWE know what to do with him. Because he doesn't wrestle, really.
It's either that or he's going to TNA. TNA could also be a good
thing. TNA would be fun. Because I feel like they'd be like, okay, let's find a show for him.
Holy shit, a segment with him and Santino would be incredible.
Because I think WWE would see him as like a host for something.
They would just put him with the boogeyman.
Or something like that. I don't think they would...
Anyway, okay, so Dynamite, that match with Buddy and Will went great. Then, the Casino Gauntlet, I'm pretty sure was next. Or soon.
Yeah, I think it will. We don't.
I'll just talk about the important shit.
Yeah, the match.
So the story going into the Casino Gauntlet, at least in my eyes, was that this is Jeff Jarrett's match to win.
Yeah.
So this thing was star-studded to the point where I swear to God AEW needs their own version of the Rumble. Or the New Japan Rando. Where they just do the gauntlet, but just 30. I
think what's even funny is if you kind of look at the names, there's not a lot of tops AEW guys in it.
Yeah, I know.
Because it's Jay White, Hangman, they were top guys, but then you have Roderick, Kyle, Hobbs.
But my point is the talent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, but what I was saying is the fact that their mid card is the most insane talent known to man.
Yeah, I know. Say what you want about AEW.
Roster talent.
The fucking... It's the only company since, the Ruthless Aggression era SmackDown that the mid-card looks like the main event scene.
Yeah.
So, a bunch of guys come out. Jeff Jarrett's about to come out, and then a Wheeler Yuta attacks him from behind. Which, maybe that was Yuta's reason for being in the fucking thing.
Yeah, probably.
To take out Jeff Jarrett, because apparently the Death Riders see him as a threat.
The major threat.
Complete shock, to us at least, Powerhouse Hobbs ends up winning. Gets the shot at Moxley at Maximum Carnage.
Which, I threw us thing, because we would, he hits a spinebuster on Riley, and I'm watching the pin, I'm like, 1, 2, and then the 3 count, and I'm like, oh!
Yeah.
Because I was waiting for the breakup of it. I was waiting for the breakup of the pin, and I was like... Because even if Jarrett wasn't the one to win, which, I don't know why we thought he was when the match would be next week.
The way that I saw it, I saw it, if Jarrett wasn't winning, Edge was winning.
Yeah, which he wasn't even in it.
Yeah, I know.
And I never even claimed he was going to be in it. So,
Powerhouse Hobbs wins, and I'm fairly sure the match will be great.
Yeah, I think...
it's very interesting to see how Moxley will work in terms of the way he makes Hobbs look.
Yeah.
Because I do not want to see John Moxley overpowering Hobbs.
Yeah, I don't think he will see as in that. Because I don't need although I think it will have where they're doing shoulder tackles, not bumping for each other and shit. I think it'll just be a group of it'll take a group effort to take him down.
Yeah.
It's also, I think, the thing that made it so interesting is Hobbs is just coming off losing to Takeshita.
Yes.
So I think that's why it threw me off so much, because I didn't see him go from back to world title challenger.
Yeah. Okay, so And then I believe it was Statlander who won the triple threat to get the Casino Gauntlet for the women next week.
Yes, although judging by the last triple threat, I guess anyone from the triple threat could probably be in it.
Yeah, so see? That's my point. That is my prediction. Where I made that point last night and I completely fucking forgot about it until now. So Toni Storm, Willow Nightingale, Chris Statlander. Stevie Wonder could have seen that Toni Storm needed that win. But Chris Statlander wins.
Yep.
And then Toni cuts a promo after it later in the night or whatever. Where it's just like, well, I'm just not ready.
Maybe it's not. Well, yeah, because she's an up-and-coming rookie.
Yeah, she's an up-and-coming rookie. And that's when I've said the thing. Oh, she's going to win the Casino Gauntlet as timeless Toni Storm. And you were just like, huh. Because I see this, and I could be wrong, and I probably am, but, just me spitballing. I think Toni Storm has been so fucked up from this whole thing that she sees Toni Storm and timeless Toni Storm as two different people.
So are they like, hold on, so does she subconsciously know that they're two different, she's decided they're two different people, or is it just split personality?
I think it's split personality.
Okay.
I don't think it's amnesia at all. I think it's two separate vessels, as Matt Hardy would say.
Yeah, because she doesn't have to, because if it was a thing where she's just choosing that, she's not timeless anymore, she wouldn't have to pretend like she's never been in AEW before.
Yeah. So I might be onto something.
I don't know if you all or not. We'll find out next week.
Yeah, we'll find out next week. That is my prediction. I predict that timeless Toni Storm wins the Casino Gauntlet.
I predict Toni Storm in general wins.
Okay.
Because I think I'd be shocked if she's not the world title challenger in Australia.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it'll be as timeless. Although part of me would find it amazing if she won it by accident.
All I'll say is that if timeless Toni Storm comes out, I'm gonna say the biggest I told you so.
Yep.
Anyway. So
we have two other things I think to talk about. One is the very fun one, and one is Omega. So
okay, the Omega thing we'll talk about now. So
okay.
This is the closing segment. Kenny Omega comes out, does the emotional
speech talking about how he could have died.
He does his "I'm in remission, y'all" speech, basically, and gets Don Callis' Trons come up. First of all, that music of that Tron is the most unsettling thing,
especially the Tron,
I've ever heard. The music. Have you heard the music?
No, I didn't.
Oh my god! I'm gonna play you the music
okay.
before we watch this tonight.
Okay, but yeah, we heard the I saw the Tron. I was like, that looks insane.
It's fucking terrifying. Anyway, you blow a gasket over that.
Yes, because I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, Omega's thing, and I said to you, oh, it's gonna be Jack Perry.
Yeah,
because they teased the feud with Jack Perry leading up to thing. The Elite had beaten them up, so I'm
kind of glad that it wasn't. So I heard that reaction. I'm
going to think, and then Don Callis is up, and the first I'm like, we're going back to this. This ended fucking years ago. Why are we still doing this? And
yeah, so he doesn't
even get a word in.
He gets jumped by Fletcher,
Cage, and Archer.
Thank you. And Ospreay comes out.
Although I do love this because Don goes like, "Look who's back!" and Omega just runs out and beats his ass.
Beelines. So Ospreay comes in, makes the save. They stare at each other, and I can't remember if it's Excalibur or Ian Riccaboni. Excalibur. I can't remember what he said, but it was the greatest thing that Excalibur has ever called. Because it made the story sound important.
The one thing that was interesting, yeah, because I think the thing that was the most, interesting to me about this, because I was sitting there, and I'm thinking, what do you do for this feud? Because, I don't know how you... Because I always thought the end of the feud would be, a match where it's, Omega versus Takeshita, and if Omega wins, he gets, 5 minutes with Dawn. That's kind of the old heel manager thing. but then the feud just ended, and then good old at the time Omega's just decided to go to a team with Chris Jericho. And I guess we're just going back that way now, and I guess we're gonna get a tag match, I guess, at some point down the line with Ospreay and Omega
against the Murder Machines, probably.
Probably, and then maybe like Fletcher and Takeshita.
Because Omega's facing Brian Cage next week. Which, I mean, back to business. But he did also just have an incredible match with Gabe Kidd at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, like Omega.
So I don't think Kenny Omega will just, be Shawn Michaels, the crown jewel.
Yeah, I think Omega, because Omega even makes it clear, like in the promo, he's like, "Look, I can't do what I did."
Can't do what he used to. But
which, by the way, saying after having the match at Wrestling was hilarious.
Full of shit.
Yeah, like being like, "Look, I ain't as good as I'm not kind of past my prime here.
I ain't as good as I once was, but I was good once as I ever was." So that was how they ended Dynamite.
Yeah.
So, okay, now to talk about
the thing you wanted.
The interesting shit about Dynamite, and this is where we'll cap it on this first episode. So in the year of 2025, Jeff Jarrett is the biggest babyface in AEW right now. Like, I'm probably over-exaggerating. But not by much.
He's very over, yeah.
Because he is over like bananas. And here's the thing, like last year when he was going around with, I mean, he still technically does have Satnam and
like he said, he has Lethal in that with him still. Yeah,
but like they couldn't wait for him to die, basically. But now it's just like, oh my god, he's the second coming of Christ.
Yeah, like he comes out and gets like a massive pop, and I'm just like, every time, and I'm just like, I don't.
The only person who gets a bigger pop than him in wrestling today is Macaulay Culkin. Like, Jesus Christ. So he comes out, his goal in 2025 is to win the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Because what we thought was he had signed one last talent contract. But as he's coming out and basically saying, does he still have what it takes to do this? Can he climb the mountain once again to get to that shot?
Yeah.
Because he just got screwed out of the gauntlet. Before he could get another word in, the music of MJF plays. He hears the music because he's on call with me. How did you react?
So I went, so I can do the thing. So I'm sitting there watching and I'm listening, and then all I hear is Jarrett's looking at the screen. I just hear, and I'm like, what?
You got so confused.
Because I was like, what? This is not a feud in my even any point in my vision.
Yeah, so in 2025, who had Jeff Jarrett as a credible babyface, potential AEW World Champion on their bingo card, and who had a fucking feud with MJF on that same bingo card?
Yeah. It's a feud you didn't know you needed.
And you said it would be the most carny...
It's going to be the most carny feud in history.
And here's the thing. I'm all fucking for it.
Yeah? Oh, yeah.
Because the promo was great. The segment...
Yeah, because like MJF is like listing all of his accomplishments. Like 2-time Hall of Famer, won a bunch of championships, been going for 35 years. And then MJF goes like, I didn't actually know that because I'm not a dinosaur. I had to look it up on the internet. By the way, my dad told me you were his favorite wrestler growing up.
And then, you know what's stupid is he drops subtle Jeff Jarrett references that, like, completely negates what he fucking said. Because he's just like, I wouldn't want to piss you off. Like, only a fucking Jeff Jarrett mark would know that.
Yeah. The only thing he didn't do was call him Slapnuts.
That's what I was surprised.
That's what they... Oh, Jeff didn't call him that either. That's the only thing I was missing. We completed it.
And here is something that I didn't really think of until contextualizing it. In ring, like, MJF now is kind of on the same level as, like, TNA Jeff Jarrett. Like, the beginning of TNA Jeff Jarrett. in terms of the way he sells and bumps.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he can do more than Jeff could.
Well, yeah, he can do.
Because Jeff wrestled the same way in like the fucking 70s he wrestles now.
But they are very alike. They are similar in ways that I didn't think of until I had to contextualize it for what the fuck am I watching here. And I actually cannot wait to see them fucking wrestle.
And so MJF is like coming out, and he goes, Jeff, you need clearly my help to become world champion. So let me help you. The only condition being that I get first shot when you win the belt. Now, the part that made me laugh, because the more I thought about it, Jeff being the corny guy he is, that's why she didn't accept the offer.
Yeah, I know.
Being like, I'm gonna help him, I'm just gonna screw him over anyways, because that's what Jeff Jarrett would do. Jeff Jarrett would just take the offer, they just come over anyways.
Yeah, also there's part of me, because the carniness of both of them is ridiculous.
Yeah,
because we're talking MJF, who did the shit with Adam Cole, who did the fucking musical with Chris Jericho. With MJF and Jeff Jarrett, I'm actually picturing MJF trying to help Jeff Jarrett write a hit song to get in the minds of people, to get him on the charts, to get management behind Jeff Jarrett, to give him the title shot. Like, it's just like, we gotta do this. With My Baby Tonight, it's old news. And like, all of a sudden, he's like helping Jeff Jarrett come up with the hit. And like, Jeff's trying to play along and do it right. And it's just like, no, you're not doing it right. And then he'll do the song. And it's I for some reason I got way invested.
Yeah, you got way into it.
I went down a fucking rabbit hole.
The way opposite direction of a normal view.
Oh yeah, I went bonkers when I started thinking about this.
But like, yeah, because also I thought, I'm just like, this is gonna be the most insanely like ridiculous feud. And then Jarrett, as a response to MJF, asked for help, says like, you learn from your mistakes more than your victories. Calls MJF a one-hit wonder,
which got over with the crowd so hard.
Yeah, they started chanting one-hit wonder, which I don't think was planned. And then Jared's like, "Well, that's gonna be a good T-shirt."
Yeah,
but I digress.
I hope they release the T-shirt. I'll buy it.
An MJF one-hit wonder. Someone pitched an idea, and I heard on the Wrestle Talk thing, which is MJF should name the hit, like the thing where he hits someone in the ring, the one-hit wonder.
Oh my god!
So he can beat Jeff with the one-hit wonder.
That's genius.
I didn't come up with that idea, but that is genius.
Was that a Luke idea?
No, someone told Tempest, and I don't remember what her name was.
Oh,
I don't remember what her name was, but it was a genius idea.
That's a fucking brilliant idea.
That is a genius idea.
I'm gonna call it that now.
Yeah. That's
amazing. It's like the fucking one lucky shot.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's great.
So, and then the person I was sitting there, and as like Jeff like denies it, calls him an entitled prick, and then leaves. And Max has the look of like, well, I'm gonna kill you now. And then I was sitting there as they leave, and I'm like, that's gonna be a Revolution match.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a match on a pay-per-view.
And I'll be so fucking down.
Yeah. It's gonna be like those insane thing. It's the weirdest.
When is Revolution again?
Early March.
Early March. Okay.
So they got a bunch of time to make it as corny as can be.
Yeah, I'm telling
and Jeff's he's gonna make Jarrett bleed.
Oh, they're both gonna bleed buckets. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but I picture like Max is just gonna like jump him and make him bleed to start it.
Do we see Lethal and Satnam get involved?
I don't know if Satnam's still with them.
Okay, well,
Satnam,
I remember him being in the last segment before he went rogue.
Because I remember the last time I saw, because in the thing where they were just like, when he was teasing the retirement, that Satnam was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, he was. He was right there. You can't fucking miss him. He's 8 feet tall.
I don't think he was.
I'm fairly certain. I am 90% sure he was in the background. And you're Googling this.
I literally am. You keep talking.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna keep talking.
I was about to say
like,
you don't.
I'm fairly certain he was there. Just look up Jeff Jarrett. Big announcement. Your teases a big announcement. Because another thing you talk about the way MJ, because I said MJF will bum like a bitch for Jeff Jarrett. Like he'll go nuts. And I think Satnam Singh...
Oh, he was there.
Yeah, see? Son of a bitch. I can see MJF taking the biggest border toss from Satnam Singh that would make Hernandez just croak on impact. And I don't mean the television show. That was a dumb joke, and I apologize.
That was a bad joke. That was a bad joke. I had to let it sit silently so the world could digest.
Yeah. So where do you see this going?
Oh, because I think... Because the thought of Jeff Jarrett getting a victory over MJF is just not something my brain can visualize. But so I think also that because the thing is gonna be he's chasing it for a year.
Oh yeah, we didn't even get to that because that was the revelation that MJF.
Yeah,
said.
MJF revealed it because you said that's last thing. MJF reveals he has it's a 1-year contract.
Yeah,
and he's like, it's only 1 year because that's all AEW and pro wrestling feels you have left to offer it.
Yeah.
So he's chasing it for a year. So I don't think he needs to be like winning every match. So I think having a roadblock come by MJF, I think kind of works.
I said either way, that when he successfully wins the title, or if he fails to get it and time runs out, it's gonna hit like crack.
Yeah, because I think he gets the match.
He'll get the match.
It's just like
if he wins or loses.
It's also who's champion.
I think it should be a 2 out of 3 falls.
You think every match should be a 2 out of 3?
No, but story-wise, this needs to be a fucking 2 out of 3 falls.
Or
a last man standing.
I guess it depends.
Last outlaw standing.
I think it just depends who's winning, who's the champ.
Well, now that I fucking went and said that, it should be Adam Page.
Because just this is hilarious of a visual to me. A world title match at the end of in 2025 being Christian Cage versus Jeff Jarrett is a hilarious thought process to me. Knowing that, I bet you they had a pay-per-view probably made of it like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So, but because like my guess, for like titles, like Moxley has it. Darby, beats Moxley. Christian cashes in, and then I don't know if Jarrett beats him, but just for some reason my brain wants that to be a title match in 2025.
Will we eventually look at the lineage of this title and see Jeff Jarrett's name?
Can we also address like the list of people? Like, yeah, because we were talking about the top stars. The top names in companies are like John Cena, The Rock, CM Punk, Chris Jericho, Adam Copeland,
EC3.
What?
EC3.
EC3, Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
All these young stars. Even Moxley, I don't think.
Yeah, we're in a time for sure.
Yeah, and somebody's the wrestling boom, and everyone.
Oh, not to mention the king of the internet, PCO.
Yeah, the king of the internet, PCO.
The digital media champion.
Nick Nemeth.
That's fair. Nick Nemeth still at least looks like he's young enough.
Yes.
You know?
How old is he?
He's got to be. I will take a stab and say at least 37.
Okay, also, let's mention that the guy traveling also around the Indies is Bradshaw.
Yes. And he... The sad thing is if Joe...
44.
44? What?
He's 44.
Holy shit. The thing is, if Joe Hendry doesn't beat Dick Nemeth for that title...
You think JBL's...
Fucking maybe. At this point.
Look, I don't know if I want to see JBL in the match in 20.
Oh, so do I.
I want to see JBL have a match. Give me a street fight.
Oh, yes.
With JBL.
Texas Bull Rope.
Yeah, something like in 2025. All in. Also,
well, it might actually be an all in Texas.
I don't think he'll appear in AEW.
Maybe.
Well, I think he's under a WWE contract, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
But then again, RVD was.
Was he under WWE contract
Yeah.
when he fucking went there?
Yeah.
In AEW.
I believe so, yeah.
He was having matches in AEW.
I believe so, yeah. I think he even said yeah.
Holy shit.
So he's fine. Yeah, he was fine. So
Until he got pulled in Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm speechless.
Yeah, because they were like, there was a thing that was reported because they were like RVD revealed he was under a WWE contract, a like Legends contract, and it was just that was the title, and everyone was congratulating him. Then RVD was like, I've been under contract since like 21.
Holy shit.
Been under contract for a while, guys. This isn't new.
And like, that blows my mind.
Yeah, so like, I mean, he could fucking show up. But like, also the idea of like Nick Nemeth selling a clothesline from hell would be funny.
That's a beauty shot.
But I don't think I need to see JBL in the world title match
in 2025.
Also, just speaking of TNA, while we're talking here, can you make sense of the fucking storyline between JBL and Nick Nemeth? Because I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
He just shows up. He's like an old man who's lost at this point. I don't think he knows what he is. He just shows up and starts clotheslining people. What the fuck's the story? Because he showed up a bunch of places and whispered in people's ears, but he has no idea what the storyline is. Did you figure it out?
Yeah. We're about to wrap up, but one thing that I will say is, as we're recording this, we're an hour and 36 minutes away from Wrestling Revolver Vibe Check 2025. Now, this event came to my attention through you earlier today.
Yep.
Brandon Collins, or Brandon Does Everything, taking on AJ Francis. Another YouTube wrestler.
Yep.
Making his step into the legitimate ring, and we've seen what Chris Danger can do. Have we seen what Pulse can do, or has he debuted?
I don't think he has yet. No.
Well, we've seen him train.
I'm surprised he hasn't yet.
And obviously, like Grimm from Grimm's Toy Show, stuff like that. But he's not really a Claw. He was a wrestler first time Claw.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm genuinely happy because shit like this can happen. And people take chances on guys like this who built it. Brandon Collins fucking built something. Like, he built his image. He built...
Him and Danger are the same to me.
Yeah, they built themselves from the fucking ground up. And they are killing it. And I can't wait for this.
There was a clip I saw on Twitter where I think the interviewer's name is like Muscle Man Malcolm.
Yes, Malcolm, yeah.
Yeah, he interviewed Brandon, and then on a different thing interviewed Danger, and asked them both who would win if they fought each other. Both of them were like talking shit.
Yeah, oh, good.
Because Danger was like looking, he was like, come on.
Get it on a deadlock show.
Come on. And then he was just like, let Brandon get a few more reps and then he can come talk to me.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So I'm just like, that'll be a match that like will happen one time.
So what are you thinking going into this?
I don't know, because I don't know what I expect. He's under some. He's got a good person to fight.
Yep.
In AJ Francis.
Yep.
Weird thing I thought I'd be saying. Not gonna lie. I didn't expect that. But,
speaking of AJ Francis, he just liked my tweet.
Sweet. Yeah, so I think that's a good person for, like, a person fighting their first match to face.
Yep.
I don't think... Lucky enough, Brandon, I don't think has the pressure Danger had.
No, Danger, I think he could read off his face. He was fucking
because originally, Danger's lucky. Because his original first match was supposed to be Adam Cole, which is a whole different game. Lucky enough, he got Spears, which I would say is a better choice for a first match.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think...
Still waiting for that Danger Adam Cole match.
Yeah, I think it's just timing at this point. He does confirm it's happening.
Isn't Danger supposed to be in the MLW Rumble, or is that already happened?
That's already happened. That happened a bit ago.
Okay.
Yeah, because Danger's whole thing was he got to have a moment where he was fighting Minoru Suzuki.
Oh, that's rad.
And apparently Suzuki, I think it was only supposed to be like one spot, but I think Suzuki just kept fighting him.
That's rad.
But yeah, I think he has a. It's interesting that this is the show he's doing it on. I think, to me.
Yeah. I mean, the name of the event, Vibe Check. That's fucking great.
Yeah, because to me, and maybe this was, I would assume again, like I thought it'd be Deadlock or something if he was gonna have it first.
I think he tried. I don't know the specifics.
I don't think he's only. I don't know if he's shown up.
Yeah.
In Deadlock, which I mean, it's not like I doubt there's like an issue there. I think it's just for some reason Wrestling Revolver. Is that the one that's done by Callahan or is that a different company?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Because I know Callahan ones. I just don't remember what his one is.
It could be. And you could look it up quickly if you want. But either way, I'm excited for this whole show because like Masato Tanaka versus Jake Christ. It's quite the match. You got Masha Slamovich versus Jessica Havoc. That'll be fun. There's some really good shit on this card tonight, and then tomorrow I gotta watch Impact, Ring of Honor, Wrestling Open, and is that all? There's at least one more show, I think, that I have to watch.
Yes, Sami Callihan.
I have to also watch OVW Rise.
Sami Callihan runs this,
So,
which makes sense why Havoc is in it.
So yeah, we were gonna go into our 2025 dream matches and predictions thing, but we've been talking for an hour 25. So I think it's good here. We'll kick off the next one with that.
Yeah.
So my thing that I want to stress enough, and I will say this every episode if I have to. We are living in yes, I probably will. We are living in an incredible time for professional wrestling. Each company that you can think of has a stacked roster. They have talent out the ass. I don't care if you got a TV deal. I don't care if you're streaming on IWTV. I don't care if you're presenting shows at the fucking local gym. You're doing great. We need to stop with this tribalism. We need to stop attacking each other for liking a certain wrestler or a certain decision. It's okay to be upset with a certain direction. I am not by any means trying to take that from you, but the minute you start attacking people and getting angry is where you lose me. We have to stop that. If you're a wrestling fan, just love wrestling. Because that's all we're trying to do. And that's where I will stop. Thank you for being here. And we will do this again, hopefully soon.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. This has been Beyond the Bell. I'm Christian Payne. He's been Josh Snyder.
Schmuck signing off.
Goodbye.